the science of spookiness. How infrasound may mimic paranormal activity. Have you ever stepped into an old building and felt an inexplicable sense of dread or a sudden, unexplained chill? While folklore often points to ghosts or supernatural entities, science suggests a much more grounded culprit: infrasound. A recent study led by researchers at McEwen University provides evidence that low-frequency vibration sounds below the threshold of human hearing can trigger physical stress and psychological agitation, potentially explaining why certain environments feel haunted. What is infrasound? Infrasound refers to sound waves with frequencies lower than 20 Hz, Hz. Because these waves are so long, they possess a unique physical property. They can travel vast distances and pass through solid obstacles without losing much energy. While we cannot consciously hear these sounds, our bodies can still sense them. Common sources include man-made environments, aging pipes, ventilation systems, industrial machinery, and heavy traffic. Natural phenomena: storms, earthquakes, volcanoes, and even the aurora. Biological factors: certain animals use infrasound for navigation and communication. The link between vibration and stress, to investigate how these silent waves affect the human psyche. Researchers conducted an experiment involving 36 undergraduate students. Participants were placed in a room to listen to either calming or unsettling music. In a controlled group, hidden subwoofers played infrasound at 18 Hz without the participants' knowledge. The results were striking. Even when listening to music intended to be soothing, those exposed to infrasound reported increased irritability and discomfort, a perception that the music sounded sadder than it actually was, an inability to detect that any vibration was even occurring. Crucially, the study moved beyond mere self-reporting by measuring cortisol, a primary biomarker for stress. The researchers found that infrasound exposure led to a significant spike in cortisol levels. Our findings suggest that even a brief exposure may shift mood and raise cortisol, which highlights the importance of understanding how infrasound affects people in real-world settings. Says senior author Rodney Schmaltz. Why do we react this way? The connection between irritability and cortisol is well documented. When we feel threatened or stressed, our bodies release cortisol to prepare us for action. However, the study noted that infrasound triggered these responses more intensely than expected. This raises a fascinating evolutionary question. Are humans hardwired to fear infrasound? In nature, low-frequency vibrations often precede massive geological events like earthquakes or tsunamis. It is possible that our spooky feelings are actually an ancient survival mechanism, a biological alarm system warning us of approaching natural disasters. Limitations and future implications. While the findings are compelling, the researchers urge caution. The study had a relatively small sample size, and the researchers only tested a specific frequency, 18 Hz. Different frequencies or combinations of sounds might produce different psychological effects. Despite these limitations, the research has practical implications beyond debunking ghost stories. As we continue to live in increasingly dense, mechanized environments, understanding infrasound could lead to improved building design, minimizing vibrations in residential and office spaces, updated noise regulations, addressing silent pollution that impacts mental health, better urban planning, mitigating the impact of industrial and traffic-related infrasound. Conclusion: by linking low-frequency vibrations to measurable physiological stress, this research suggests that many paranormal experiences may actually be biological responses to environmental infrasound. Future studies will be essential to determine how different frequencies impact human health and well-being over the long term.